What's up, everybody? Today I'm be talking about how to control your life. Should I take off my hat? Can you see my lovely face better? Let's do this instead. Yeah, I swear, people might look at me like, yo, what does this guy know about fucking happiness and shit? I swear, like, my goal has been to not look like the thing that you have thought was supposed to look like.
What are you talking about?
Like we look at people and we're like, oh yeah, that's what a doctor's supposed to look like. That's what an intellectual is supposed to look like. That's what a rapper is supposed to look like, right? But to me, I'm like, okay, let me prove you wrong in what people are supposed to look like. Yeah. And this is what a good person is. This is what a bad person is. What a smart person, dumb person, whatever. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about control, right? So when we're driving, we're using soft control. Because we're not pushing the car itself.
Yeah, it's just slightly, your foot's slightly on the accelerator.
It's not all the way down either.
It's not all the way down, yeah.
And you're just using your hands like, I'm going to turn here, I'm going to turn here, yeah, I'm going to look right here. But how much force would you have to exert to do what the car is doing with ease? You couldn't. You would require multiple U's. Superhumans, bro. It would require superhumans because you couldn't push the car that fast. You can't even run that fast with your own weight. You're not trying to push something 60 miles an hour. It's impossible. It's impossible.
I don't understand what you mean by like moving the car with ease. You mean like just allowing it to go?
So the way you move in life is when you stop trying to have total control and try to just put a little bit of control, right?
Yeah.
Because life is gonna move anyway. Life is moving anyway. Yeah. It's just going like.
I think
it doesn't stop. It literally does not stop. Life literally does not stop. It does not stop. It does not stop. Get that through your consciousness.
I think of it that we have a circle of control, like things we can control, mostly ourselves. But when we try and control other people, or when we try to make things happen for us or circumstances happen for us instead of how we respond to those circumstances, that's when it should start.
You know, so it honestly just goes back to soft control.
Yeah.
I would personally, this is just my opinion, I would take away that whole idea of circle of control, right? Because that's sort of...
Well, it's not really a circle of control, it's a circle of your concern. So it's like, what are you actually worried, like, what are you actually concerned about, you know?
So for me, I don't even think about it in that way, and I'm like, soft control, right? So... let's just say you're a bouncer, right? And you tell me, hey, it's too late now. We don't let people in past 12, whatever, right? Yeah. That's happened to me before, right? So in the moment, obviously because I have infinite responsibility, I have choice. So I'm like, what can I do here, right? And in that moment,
they're called bouncers because they're resilient.
And then I was like, have you ever made any exceptions? And he's like, yes, I have. And he takes the thing, and he opens it, and he lets me in after he told me that, no, we're not allowed, right? So in that moment, I used soft control, right? I didn't try to force myself into the club, into the venue, right? I was like, well, I just exerted myself in a very gentle way.
Like a soft way, yeah.
So it's like people are trying to go against the ocean. Like, just imagine that life is like this ocean, and it's just moving in one direction, right?
Yeah. You can either get swept up in the current of it and allow yourself to move with it, or you can go against the current.
If you go against it, you're literally using way too much energy. Way too much energy.
And this is different from, like, you know, being a conformist. We're talking about, like, you know, moving as if nature would move. Like
yeah.
hurried,
Totally, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we're not saying go do mainstream.
Yeah.
Definitely, no. I would say don't do mainstream. I'd say literally just be what you like, right? You know, this is gonna sound very feminine. I've been told it sounds feminine, and I know it sounds feminine because the feminine has to do with emotions, the masculine has to do with logic, right? These are just energies. These are not people. These are just energies, right?
Yeah.
And I said, emotions comes before logic, and they were like, what? Why? The fuck? What are you talking about? And I basically put it this way. Do you make smart decisions? Not just okay decisions. Do you make smart, educated decisions when you feel shitty?
No.
Damn straight you fucking don't. Damn straight you don't.
Yeah, all my decisions being made when I'm like in a state of mind where it's not really helping you. Like, it's just not helping you like create new concepts and new ideas. It's just blocking things off. Stress is one of the things that blocks learning, and mood is one of the
And
things
stress
that
is created by yourself, just so you know. It's created by you. All stress is created by you. Just that's a fact.
And mood is also determinant on your performance. Like, there's lots of studies that show that. So if you're in a bad mood, maybe you're putting yourself in a bad mood. It's about, like, are you putting yourself in a sad state? You know what I mean? Like, are you putting the lights down low?
You're
like,
starting to put sad music.
Are you, like, curling up in a corner? Like, that's going to perpetuate that more. That's going to reinforce that more.
Whenever you're feeling happy, you're behaving happy.
Right.
Your body is moving like it's happy. Whenever you're angry, your body's moving like you're angry, so there are behaviors. It's a pattern, right? Nobody moves like they're sad whenever they're angry.
Factual.
So literally, you have to realize, like, your whole body changes. And when you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to force my body to do this thing, right? Sometimes, in a way, you do have to force yourself, right? Like, when we have procrastination, right? Procrastination comes from fucking fear. From literally fear. That's so weird, right?
We live in a procrastination
Talking
nation.
good sense, bro.
We live in a procrastination
Thanks,
nation.
man. Keep it up with the band. Procrastination comes from fear, right? I forgot what I was going to say before that.
Procrastination is the ability to never finish or
Never start.
Never start.
Never
right?
start.
And perfectionism is never finishing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's get those switched up. All right, but yeah, never starting. So it's like this idea of like keeping things off till the final moment. It's kind of a self-sabotage in a way. It's sort of like maybe you want to
Irrational fears are.
Yeah, you want to keep it to the last moment so you have some kind
remember
of like the
what,
underdog effect.
Remember
you know
what
I mean?
Tyler was talking about? Well, how this is all that fear that fear is evolutionary. I'm sort of connecting it now with procrastination,
100%.
where it's like
yeah.
we have a fear of success. We fear success. We literally think, oh, what are people going to say about me whenever I become successful?
When you are successful, there are more eyes on you, right? Think about that. You're more
Every
exposed.
mistake that you make
Yeah.
is being seen.
Totally.
So even though I even know I'm aware of times where I was like, shit, well, if I become rich, then my cousins are all just gonna say, oh, he's just rich because his parents were doing good, or the kids in school, they were. That was a legitimate concern of me, that I was like, I'm gonna get really I'm gonna get really famous. I'm gonna be very, very rich. I'm gonna have like a lot of women around. I'm gonna just be my like crazy, full, expressive self, and that's gonna cast a really big shadow on people, right? And then I'm not gonna be liked for it. That was a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
It's weird how the mind works. It's weird how we're trying to.
It's
protect
interesting
ourselves.
because it's a belief that you have, you know.
It's a belief. It always just comes down to a thought.
Yeah.
It just comes down. Did you think about it? Did you not think about it? And how are you thinking about the thinking?
Totally.
It comes down to the thought and how you think about the thought.
That's called metacognition.
Because we have the ability to have thoughts about our thoughts. You ever do something dumb and you're like, oh, you're like, should I do this? It might be dumb, and you're like, I do it. Oh man, it's actually dumb. And then you're like, man, I'm so dumb for doing the dumb thing, even when I knew it was dumb.
I should have done that. Like that thing is basically like your intuition speaking to you. I feel like that feeling of like, I should have done it. You know, it's like, all right, could have done this, should have, could have. These are all concepts that are almost like outside of you. You know, the like forces external to the internal world. Like, but because you know that the past is gone, so like holding that resentment for that, should have done that. It's like it doesn't really perpetuate any kind of forward momentum. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're like, oh, what can I do? Like, how can I change this? You know, then your brain looks for answers and solutions.
So when it comes to procrastination, my bad, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was not listening to what you were saying. Just so you know.
No worries. It's just a thought. It's just a profound thought.
I was just going deeper into this idea of procrastination and how like it has multiple fears layered onto it. It's not just one fear. It's many kinds of fears, right? Because remember what I said about every single word is on a spectrum. So even fear is on a spectrum. There's a spectrum of fears, right? They're attached. Just when it just comes to whatever it is you feel, there's a spectrum of it. It's not just one thing. Like it's not just one thing. It's never just one thing. It's never just one thing. Nothing ever. Look, like you could say you chose to wear that watch because you thought it was cool. Let's just say that, right?
Yeah.
But there are so many of the things that came to you liking that watch. Like, first, they had to create it. I had to be at the store.
It's from Urban Outfitters.
I had to be at the store that it was that you bought it from. You had to have liked that store.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody had to create that store. Somebody had to be born to create that store. Generations of people, inventions and thoughts and ideas, everything had to happen for you in that moment to say, hey, I'm going to buy this watch. I like it.
That's true.
So the same way applies for anything that goes on in your life, including procrastination. It's like, there's this fear. Okay, cool. What are the different fears layered to here? One, the fear of, I'm going to prove myself wrong to myself. Right?
Or like one I can think of is like, what if this happens? It's like irrelevant, you know what I mean? To
Dude,
what if does
I know,
happen.
dude. Today I was thinking about like, so I'm gonna go. I was like, maybe I'll go back to London and I'll do some studying over there, right? I want to do some like more coaching studying, and then I was like, oh, okay, but what about this girl? I was thinking about these other girls who are potential girlfriends, and I know that I'm gonna move into my girlfriend's house over there. So I'm thinking, are they gonna move into that house too? But then I'm more creative. I'm like, I don't have to think that.
Yeah.
I don't have to think that. That's not right now.
That's like not the next step. It's not like it's an overwhelming final picture step.
That's months. First of all, that's months in advance for something that doesn't even exist.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah. So oftentimes, procrastination. I feel like it's more like incubation. You know what? It's
incubation.
Like, what I mean by that is like, you know how some people keep it till the last minute? Like they
study,
like for instance, they study like the last day of the test just so they have that pressure build up. Did you know people like this?
People like the pressure, man.
Yeah, they like the pressure. They actually thrive off of it and the suffering too. So
that's so true.
So it's like
they literally
procrastinate. Yeah, they procrastinate by like being, oh man, like I'm gonna leave it till the final day and I'm gonna cram out everything and like do it. So they feel that.
I've done that as well, man.
Yeah, I've done it as well, right? Because we have this
For
internal
essays,
storyline inside
like
of us.
3,000 word essays
Yeah,
that require
for
like
real.
studying.
I'm
like,
sure anybody listening to this has probably
Bullshit.
done that, like had an all-nighter and like just been
binged.
completely like binged it in the last day or the last 2 days.
Whole lot
let's
of
say.
coffee.
Yeah, a whole lot of coffee, Red Bull, and yeah, you know, maybe some ramen.
Break time.
Other than that, I mean, yeah, incubation. I'm saying it's incubation because it's like we have this storyline in culture, like the underdog effect, like rags to riches. You know, like we have to sort of go from the started from the bottom, now we hit. Like that's the kind of trope, you know.
There is no like I'm at the top.
Yeah, there's no like I'm at the top. I'm at the
now I'm higher. I'm at the top, and now I'm higher.
Right.
Like people don't say that. People don't like that story.
Yeah, they say I'm on a new level, which can mean anything. Like a new level can mean just like the next best thing.
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a So yeah, so going back to a thought that was like, so I am very much aware of whenever my thoughts branch out into other thoughts, right? So I want to trace it back to this one particular thought where I was talking about the emotion of fear within fear. Fear of proving yourself wrong, right?
Fearception.
So some people have this you would call it false confidence of like, well, I knew I could if I tried. You know that one?
Yeah.
I knew I could get that really hot girl if I tried. I know I could make that fucking $1 million this year if I tried. I know I can make my music go wild if I tried. I know I can lose weight and be fit and looks very sexy if I tried. I know I can have very happy relationships with my family.
I think in the word
if
itself is just so sabotaging.
Tried.
It's so sabotaging. Yeah. If first of all, if it's like not even a possibility, and tried, which is basically like, you know, try for how long? You know what I mean? Like if you keep trying and trying and trying, like that just says that it's incomplete. And so, you know,
I don't know. You know what, man? I'm not gonna pretend that I know what you just said.
So like take the word trying, right?
Yes.
You're trying to do something rather than processing the information and doing it. What trying implies is that
you're not doing it.
You're not doing it. Yeah. That there's not effort behind it.
Well, I think try does imply effort.
It's not. Yeah, it's effort, but it's not.
There is a difference between try and effort. Try and doing, right?
Yeah.
Because try says I might mess it up,
right.
but do is like
we're not saying don't try hard.
Oh, there's so many.
We're saying try easy.
Paradoxes here, man.
It is
so many paradoxes you don't understand. God, even I don't understand.
There's a lot.
I don't understand. I just know they're
Paradox.
there.
Paradox.
I know there's even more.
Yeah, we live in the paradox. I have a song called Paradox.
Everybody who's here, I love you.
We appreciate you.
Anyway, we're gonna close this off, and we're gonna go into this manifestation technique. That's gonna be on another live. It's gonna be in a separate video. I specifically wanted a separate video. This technique is for balancing. You might learn about it. You'll know about it in a second. Anyway, be the best. Forget the rest. Odd resilience. Ice Nation.